So hello and welcome. You are watching Revsportz. I am Revsportz and with me is Debashish Sen. We are here for the Lanka Premier League and we just witnessed a swashbuckling innings from none other than Vijay Shankar, the first player to be brought into Lanka Premier League. Although yesterday Piyush Chawla became the first player to play, first Indian player to play LPL. Today it was Vijay Shankar. Obviously the contribution didn't came in a winning cause, but it was innings that reminded that there's so much of cricket that is left in Vijay Shankar. 41 of just 18 deliveries, three sixes out of which two were hit against Mohammad Wasim Jr. and one another brilliant six, three fours. Brilliant innings. It could have been the results could have been different, Devashish, if Candy Royals would have sent him earlier ahead of Vanindu Hasaranga. What do you think? Did they make a mistake by promoting Vanindu Hasaranga ahead of a Vijay Shankar?
Yeah, I also feel the same. Means obviously they erred by sending him way too late. I think had he been promoted little earlier, then things. I mean, I won't say that he could have won the match for Candy Royals, but definitely, well, yeah, 18 runs. They lost by only 18 runs, but obviously. As you rightly mentioned that he has it in him. Means obviously he did retire from domestic cricket as also the IPL, but here in Lanka Premier League he showed signs, he showed sparks, I would say. But unfortunately, obviously he was a tad lucky. Obviously loud shout for stumping, but the review at least went in his favor, so he was saved. But fantastic knock, I would say. But still, Candy Royals has a lot of things to do. Means obviously if they are to come back in the tournament.
Yeah, and I was even surprised not to see him bowl because obviously for Tamil Nadu, even for Indian team, he has bowled a lot. He's a seam bowling all rounder. Obviously Angelo Matthews has a lot of options in his armory, so he didn't opt to use a Vijay Shankar. But another interesting point in this game was, Shaheen Shah Afridi from Pakistan and Vijay Shankar together. They were playing for Candy Royals, obviously. As a professional, both played with each other. There was nothing that we could spot. So I think it was good overall. Obviously, as you said, Candy Royals will reflect on this and how they can do tactically better in the game. But a good start for Vijay Shankar nonetheless in his LPL career. Now next move to another topic of discussion, that is the impact player rule. Yesterday we saw Ishan Malinga being used as the first impact player in the LPL history, making an straight impact, 4 wickets. Today we saw Gulbadin Naib being used as an impact player, and straight away he made an impact for Dambula sixes, 46 of 23 deliveries with the bat, and then with the ball couple of wickets. I think this obviously, Devashish, there's a lot of debate off the field going on that whether the impact player rule is there for to remain or to sustain. Is it a sustainable option? In IPL, a lot of former cricketers have been talking about against it, that the impact player rule should be scrapped. But in LPL, I think the first couple of matches, it is visible that there is a lot of interest from the crowd as well, and teams are also using it in a nice way tactically.
Yeah, I said obviously when you look at IPL, obviously they are thinking of getting rid of the impact player rule, but that is not the case in Lanka Premier League. But obviously that negates the possibility of bringing an all-rounder. Means that is where, and remember, this Sri Lankan team do need all-rounders, match-winning all-rounders in the mold of a Hardik Pandya who can turn around a match in his own way. So I think that is where. But in fact, if the previous two editions of Lanka Premier League had no impact sub rule, they again brought back this rule. I don't know why. What was the logic behind? But I think there needs to be a thought process. Means I think it would be better off for Sri Lankan cricket or Lanka Premier League to stay away with the impact players rule, because just to give more importance to all rounders, I would say.
See, I think if you look at this particular match where Gulbadi made that impact, at one point his team was 100 for 5. From there, because of that Gulbadin knock and obviously Riza Hendricks' brilliant 80, they were able to post a total of 200 plus. And that's what I think T20 cricket and fans, especially in Southeast Asia fans, they want. T20 cricket nowadays, what people want, what fans want is high scoring affairs, and that is why probably the
But not
stakeholders.
not not at the expense of
Yeah,
impact
obviously,
play. Means
but
obviously, what is the basic purpose of having a Lanka Premier League? If you can go, please go a little bit back. But basic purpose of Lanka Premier League is to honor the talent. Means honor, and ideally for Sri Lankan cricket, they need to bring out more and more all rounders who can prove to be match winners in white ball format. But if you have this impact player rule, means it doesn't help the purpose of producing all rounders, which is the need of the hour for Sri Lankan cricket, I would say.
see, the pros and cons of this impact player role will be discussed, will be debated. Again, it's a topic of discussion for another day. But another, the two more interesting rules that have been brought in this season. One is that you have to mandatorily play a under 23 player in your playing 11. All the five franchisees, they have to follow this rule, which is a very good rule, which supports the idea which you were
Absolutely.
saying, that
While,
bringing
while I was objecting to the rule of impact sub, I totally
support.
support this rule of having a mandatorily having a under 23 player, because that gives opportunity
Yes.
to honor the talent, means and catch them young, as they say. I think this is a perfect platform for getting in younger players and streamline them into the senior team.
And what do you have to say about the third rule, the power blast rule? Is it similar to what we have seen in BBL, that you have a set of overs? Obviously, in power blast rules, it is the two overs, 16th and 17th mandatory. That those two overs are the ones where you can, as a fielding side, you will have to have only four fielders outside of the inner circle. Means more fielders inside the inner circle. So, do you think it is similar to this BBL's power surge?
Yeah, I think so, it's kind of similar thing, and it's also encourages the batting team to perhaps add to the total. Means obviously
Yes.
towards the later half of the innings, if you can a sudden burst from the batters can just push you the total, and say uh, the 2 overs, if they can produce say somewhere in the region of 20-30 runs, that can actually make a huge difference to the outcome of the match.
Definitely, and that is why I believe that whether it's the impact player rule, power blast rule, these are the rules are being reintroduced and introduced in this particular edition of the LPL, only because they want to see more of these 200 plus totals, more of these big scores, because that's what fans like in this part of the world. High scoring affairs, T20 big sixes, and that's what they enjoy. And that is why I think the stakeholders have taken this decision. Again, the pros and cons of all these rules are again there for debate, up for debate. You can give us your opinion about this, that what do you think about the impact player rule, power surge rule, power blast rule, and obviously the under 23. I think everybody would agree that it is required for the grassroots development of any cricket, not just Sri Lanka cricket. I think every league should have this. So yeah, that's all in this video, and we will be bringing you everything related to Lanka Premier League, and obviously updates are coming from England as well. So keep following Revsportz for everything. Thank you.